So let me catch my breath for a second. Hey friend. So, silly me, I came out, I'm lighting my grill, gonna do pork tenderloin actually. And so I thought I would just give y'all a little update. This is the last week, full week of July. And that happens a couple of times a day. It's only 3 dogs. Okay, so I'm gonna show you some good things and some not so good. And I think maybe the title of this video is, I'm over it. Not really, but I'm getting to that point. So let me show you what's going on. I'm gonna cook my pork tenderloin. We're great. It's 5 o'clock out here today. 91 degrees if I didn't say that. And my name's Stacy. This is Texas Zone 8. And let's see what's going out here in my backyard. Well, I'm gonna start off with the pretty. The sunflowers. Here is what is amazing to me. This little container of sunflowers here. Let me go around here on the other side to get their pretty little faces. What's amazing is the squirrel has left this container alone. I'll show you what they've done to these other ones I've got, and that's part of the reason why I kind of feel like, oh, I'm over it and I'm tired of watering plants that are squirrel food. But at the same time, I'm sort of glad that they have something to eat. I mean, you know. And the ones, when they pull off the sunflowers and they end up on the ground, well, then the rabbits come along and they finish it off. So I guess we're all good here. So my Henry Dillberg salvia here just keeps blooming. I probably should cut it back, but I'm a little lazy right now, and you know, I'm not too worried about it. The Verbena bonariensis, the bees still love it, even though it also needs to be cut back. These zinnias are really turning out to be pretty, even though I think that they probably have some kind of disease because it just makes them all curly like this. And then over here, this whole gomphrena, I think that's 2. There's an anacisip in here. There's one more sunflower that's getting ready, maybe tomorrow. And the sweet potato vine that had gotten sort of cut down by the rabbits, and I had to put the fence back around it. But everything right here is still nice and pretty. And this flowering tobacco, this is the one that I cut back, and it started to bloom again. And then here's the one that was so far behind, and look at all the beautiful blooms on the flowering tobacco. Ooh, I really like this one. That one's Evening Sun, and it's just barely opening. And the zinnias, still beautiful. They just love the Texas heat. The bat-faced kufia obviously does too. And I really like it when they kind of hang out into the walkway. The Gara is a little bit in sort of dormant mode right now. Plus it's the afternoon and they close up. But I'm just gonna wait on it. I'm not gonna cut it back because I did that last year and I wasn't happy. And then this beautiful coneflower. This is called Prairie Splendor. So pretty. And this is what used to be the poppy bed or the poppy container. And the gomphrena has just taken over, and I'm totally fine with that. And then the milkweed also in bloom. The milkweed, okay, let me think. Yes, everything in this container I started from seed. The 2 kinds of gompphrenas, the poppies, those are California poppies, and the milkweed, everything came from seed. So this all cost me next to nothing. And this is the time of year when the gomphrena is really doing the best. It loves the heat and it gets plenty of sunshine out here. Just in case you're interested, this is how I do my pork tenderloin. So I let one side get nice and golden and charred, and I had this one over right there when I started. So then I leave these two on high and I turn these two all the way down to low. I put my thermometer probe in. It needs to get to 145, and then I'm just going to close this lid and we're going to wait for it to beep. So if you've watched any of my videos before, from the time I made this shade garden, you'll know that I have moved my 3 tomato plants over here, and they are the super sweet 100s cherry tomatoes. And I have some thoughts about myself as a vegetable grower, and my thoughts are, I don't really think that I'm that great at growing vegetables, but maybe it's just because I have a little bit more learning to do. So we have the Ruby Moon hyacinth bean here, and those were started on Father's Day. The rosemary, and this is my sort of hydrangea hedge with my 2 oak leaf hydrangeas. These are the Gatsby Star hydrangeas. And then my quick fire fab. I am so proud of how this looks. I still only have that one place where it's scorched. And I'm really happy with this hosta back here too. This is such a relaxing little place. I do sit in that chair sometimes when it's not too hot. I have my little nursery area here. And then my starfish sansevieria and my little sempervivums, hen and chicks, a couple of yapon hollies. And here's the mystery Supertunia bubblegum. I don't know why it has white flowers, but I'm just gonna let it sit here in this container and see how it does for the rest of the summer, because all my other petunias have already played out. So we'll see what a rock star this one is. And there's the temperature right now. Crazy for this time of July at 5 o'clock. Now we're still in full sun out here at the fence. There's the purple sweet potato vine. It's doing great. The moonflower vine looks like it does have chlorosis. I'm not really sure if I want to invest in any kind of chelated iron right now. You know, I just think the plant is a little stressed from being out here in the sun, but it's still producing blooms, so I'm not complaining. And then my loofah. There are 3 loofahs in this container, and I've only gotten 2 fruits so far. Here's the second one, and it's not squishy yet. It's still pretty hard. But look how far it goes down the fence. So I'm just going to keep it alive, and hopefully one of these days I will start getting flowers again, female and male flowers, and maybe we'll get some more loofahs by the end of the season. We still have about 120 days of growing until our first average frost. I do have a few things that are ready for a cutback, and I do think that I'm going to take care of these coleus this either coming weekend or next week early. Just a little bushy. The purslane I've already cut back, and you know, that one opens and then it closes again before the afternoon. The angelonia I just planted last week, and so it hasn't really had time to start going yet again, but it does have, it's pushing new growth right here. here are my little seedlings. Some I started in April, and some of these I started on Father's Day. And I actually have a delivery coming from Amazon today that is going to bring me a new light system shelving unit thing so that I can do my seed starting inside with an actual, like a better light. I had a little one from Amazon before, but it's going to help me to just do a little bit better with my seeds. And so I say all of that because that over there, they're all going to come inside. Maybe that's a bad idea, but we're going to see. So here are the sedums. They're all fine, not going anywhere, not doing anything. And then the bat-faced kufia with a couple of kinds of basil in the back, the black-eyed Susans. Here's the super tunia, Vista jazzberries, still doing fine, and sweet potato vine. Now these coleus, they are beautiful, but they are also due for a cutback. I think that probably the basil is going to need to be cut back as well, but I really want to have blooms right here before I do that, because that's a Siam queen and it's supposed to have like a big plume of blooms, and so that's what I'm waiting on. But you know what, this is another thing where it's hard to cut things back because the pollinators really love those basil flowers so much. And there's also a sneaky anise hyssop that got in here at some point. I did cut my chives last night and use them when I was cooking. The yarrow, I don't know, it's in rehab right now. The opal basil, Genovese basil, another purple sweet potato vine, and then this last coleus along with some anise hyssop. So see, some things are still doing great, and it hasn't hurt that we've had rain this year. This year, we've had rain this week. Oh my goodness. It hasn't hurt. Plus today, the high's 91, and that's crazy for July. So that salvia container is going to go out into the front yard and sit there until I can figure out when I'm going to plant it. I'm trying to show restraint and not shock anything by August temperatures out in the front yard yet. And then I have these 3 pepper plants. They're okay. They're doing okay. I get some peppers. It's no big deal. I don't really care at this point. I pulled out that crooked sunflower. Well, I hacked it off right there because I'm over that one. The basil looks good. Maybe that cosmos will bloom. There's also milkweed in there. And then finally, here is what's going away. Tomatoes and the squirrel food sunflowers. So it's time to start thinking about what can go in this raised bed next. It's ready. Thanks for joining me today as I kind of muse about the next possibilities, getting through the month of August, keeping things alive, and looking forward to September and the fall and everything that we're going to be doing there. I did order some seeds, and I got them from Baker Creek, and so I have pansies and viola seeds. I got influenced by another YouTuber, so I'm going to be starting those seeds this week. I'm going to get my new lighting situation all set up in the house, and I'll let you know how things are going. So I hope that this encourages you wherever you are. Keep watering, keep things alive until we can get through this heat. That's assuming that you live in the South like me. But I hope that you take the time to get out into your garden or outside and just enjoy nature and enjoy the things that God has blessed us with. So until next time, I will see you in the next one, and have a great weekend. Bye, y'all.